So the first thing we want to do when we're approaching somebody that's maybe laying on the ground, because we don't always know that something's going to be a poisoning, or that someone is experiencing a poisoning. So the first thing we want to do is see if we can wake them up. The person could just be sleeping on the ground and nothing's going on. So we like to start with some kind of verbal stimulation, just yelling, "Hey, are you okay?" If you know the person's name, maybe try calling out their name. If you're not getting a response, then we want to move into some kind of physical stimulation. So a big thing that I like to train people now is just to stay away from sternum rubs if you absolutely can. It doesn't need to be like our first go-to for physical stimulation because it causes unnecessary pain. People could have like chest surgeries or have been experiencing a lot of poisonings and been getting a lot of sternum rubs. There could be all kinds of stuff going on. And you're also in that person's personal space. So if they were to shoot awake, you're right there in their bubble. So I like to do some kind of physical stimulation that kind of keeps me safe and out of somebody's bubble and also gives that person space as well. Because when you're waking up and somebody's just hovering over you, aggressively rubbing your sternum, you might not get a great reaction from that person. So I like to do like a trap squeeze, and you can even do it from behind the person. So again, you're kind of away from them if they decide to shoot awake. And I also like to just pinch the nail bed is also a really good one. And you can also like tap your foot with that person's foot. If none of those are working and you think, hey, I want to try a sternum rub, that's up to you. But yeah, I don't recommend it ever being the first choice. If the person's not waking up, we're going to check to see if they're breathing. And then whether or not they're breathing, if they're not waking up, it still could be some kind of medical emergency. So we're going to call 911. 911 is always going to be the first step. We don't know if this person's experiencing a poisoning. We don't know if there's something else going on. So we're always going to call 911 first. And then we're going to move on to loading the naloxone.